trade deadline came and went, but not without raising some serious concerns. While other contenders made bold moves to fill critical gaps, the Dodgers stood pat in areas that desperately needed attention. Now, 3 glaring roster issues still linger, and fans are asking, did the front office drop the ball when it mattered most? From bullpen depth to lineup balance and late-game strategy, these unaddressed problems could be the difference between a deep playoff run and a crushing early exit. Was it a case of overconfidence, miscalculation, or simply waiting too long? Whatever the reason, the cracks are showing and the clock is ticking. This isn't just hindsight, it's a warning sign no fan can afford to ignore. If you love the Dodgers and live for MLB drama, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the bell so you never miss breaking news about your team. As the dust settles on the 2025 MLB trade deadline, Dodgers fans are still trying to make sense of what just happened. Or better yet, what didn't. Despite weeks of anticipation, endless speculation, and a strong belief that President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman would go all in on this season, what unfolded instead left many scratching their heads. The Dodgers, a team with sky-high World Series expectations and a star-studded roster led by names like Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts, made only minor moves. And in the process, they left some glaring issues unsolved. As other contenders got stronger, Los Angeles stood still in key areas where reinforcements were badly needed. It wasn't just about failing to land the biggest names. It was about watching obvious weaknesses go unaddressed. And now, with October looming, there's a real question as to whether this team has enough firepower and depth to bring another championship to L.A. Let's break down exactly where the Dodgers came up short, and why Andrew Friedman, known for his sharp mind and long-term strategy, might have finally miscalculated at the worst possible time. This isn't about overreacting. It's about real concerns, 3 specific roster problems that were clearly visible, widely discussed, and still, shockingly, left untouched at the deadline. First and most obvious, starting pitching. Coming into the 2025 season, it was already clear that the Dodgers' rotation was going to be a question mark. Injuries, inconsistent performances, and young arms being thrust into high-pressure roles painted an uncertain picture. And it didn't get any clearer by the end of July. With Walker Buehler still working his way back from his second Tommy John surgery, with Yoshinobu Yamamoto missing time due to injury, and with Tyler Glasnow continuing to deal with health concerns, it was clear this rotation was held together by hope, duct tape, and top-heavy talent. The bright spot? Rookie Gavin Stone, who has been phenomenal. But leaning on a young pitcher as your number 2 in a postseason push? That's asking a lot. The Dodgers were linked to plenty of available arms: Jesus Luzardo, Garrett Crochet, Jack Flaherty, and even high-upside options like Mitch Keller. But when the deadline passed, none of those names ended up in blue. Instead, Friedman and the front office took a conservative approach, reportedly turning down high prices and focusing on internal improvement. That might work in the long run, but this isn't the time for patience. Not when your rotation is one injury away from collapse. This was a World Series caliber team with a playoff rotation that looks like a guessing game. And the fans noticed. Social media lit up with disappointment, with one fan writing, "We're trusting Ryan Yarbrough to start Game 3 of the NLCS? Good luck with that." Maybe that's harsh, but it reflects real concerns about whether this team can compete against the stacked rotations of Atlanta, Milwaukee, or even San Diego come playoff time. Now let's talk about the bullpen. Relief pitching has always been a delicate art in October. One bad outing can swing an entire series. And while the Dodgers' bullpen has had its moments, inconsistency continues to haunt this unit. Evan Phillips is solid when healthy, and Alex Vesia has been a reliable lefty. But beyond that, it's a coin toss. Buster Gratterall has looked shaky. Joe Kelly's health is unpredictable. And several mid-tier arms like Michael Grove and Nick Ramirez are simply not built for high-leverage playoff innings. At the deadline, the bullpen market was active. Contenders went out and grabbed high-octane arms. The Orioles, the Phillies, even the Mariners, they all improved. The Dodgers? They added almost nothing. That's not to say bullpen trades are easy. The prices were steep. But for a team that's aiming to win it all, you have to take risks. You can't stand pat and hope guys magically turn it around. The same formula didn't work last October, and there's a good chance it won't work now either. Friedman might be banking on a healthy Blake Trinan returning in time, or young arms stepping up in September. But banking on maybe is dangerous when you're chasing a title. October baseball is about matchups, moments, and momentum. And the Dodgers' bullpen right now looks like it's built to survive, not to dominate. The third issue, one that flew under the radar but could prove just as costly, is the lack of right-handed hitting depth off the bench. When Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman need a rest day, or if the team faces a left-handed flamethrower in October, who steps in? Chris Taylor has struggled mightily at the plate, slashing well below the Mendoza line. Miguel Rojas is a great defender but not an impact bat. And some of the young call-ups just aren't ready for playoff pitching. It's a quiet hole in the lineup, but it's a real one. The Dodgers had a chance to fix this. Veterans like Tommy Pham, Mark Canha, or even someone like Justin Turner were available and affordable. And yet, no moves were made. That's a huge risk when you're playing the kind of chess required in October. Every bench piece matters. Every at-bat counts. Having someone who can step in and deliver a clutch hit against a tough lefty matters more than ever in today's playoff format. Friedman has always been a believer in sustainable success built from within, don't overpay, and never mortgage the future. And that's worked in the past. But sometimes, timing is everything. And this season with Shohei Ohtani in his prime, with a roster full of elite talent, and with the fanbase hungry for redemption after recent playoff failures, this was the time to go all in. There's also a psychological cost to missing these moves. Players notice when the front office believes in them enough to bring in reinforcements. It energizes the clubhouse. It shows commitment to winning now. And on the flip side, a quiet deadline sends a different message. Whether it's fair or not, it can lead to doubts. Are we really good enough? Do they believe we can win? That kind of doubt, that kind of hesitation, it can creep in when games get tight and the pressure mounts. Injuries will heal. Prospects will develop. But windows to win don't last forever. The Dodgers have won now. And while the season is far from over, and the playoffs are still weeks away, you can't help but feel like a golden opportunity slipped through their fingers. Andrew Friedman may prove everyone wrong. Maybe Gavin Stone becomes a postseason legend. Maybe the bullpen tightens up. Maybe Chris Taylor hits a walk-off home run in Game 7. But if that doesn't happen, if October ends in heartbreak again, fans will look back at this deadline and wonder what if? What if they had added just one more arm? What if they had secured that clutch righty bat? What if they had gone bold instead of cautious? In baseball, the smallest decisions often have the biggest consequences. And this trade deadline, the Dodgers chose to stay safe. Time will tell if that was the right move or a championship dream missed by inches. Don't forget to hit the like button if you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe for daily Dodgers coverage, and let us know in the comments, did the Dodgers do enough at the deadline? Or did Friedman play it too safe? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.